Yeah, what's up, guys? All right, so this is gonna be my take on the op strategy. So before we get into this, right, just want you guys to remember this, that no matter what strategy you guys are using, right, there will always be a losing streak, right? It can be a 1 day losing streak, 1 week losing streak, 2 weeks losing streak. It happens, all right, and no strategy is like 100% made. So before we go into it, I'm gonna just give some disclaimers, right? So this is basically my take on the op strategy. So I'm gonna show you guys two ways to trade this op strategy. But before you even go into it, right? Always back test it, see what works for you, see if you can add something to, add into your confidence in using this op strategy. So as you guys know, what is an op strategy? Right? It's basically, it could either be the first 5 minute or the first 15 minute or the first 30 minute, right? So let's say this is the candle, and right, so this is the first 15 minute. Let's just say 15 minute, right? This is the first 15 minutes. So the next thing you are going to do is basically see how it reacts, right? The next candle or something like that, like how you guys normally trade is you see a breakup, and then some people just take trade. Some people wait for the retest and then take the trade, right? So this is the usual way that you guys trade the op, right? Same thing if it's the bottom way, right? So if it breaks down, take the trade, retest, take the trade, blah blah blah, right? You have to realize and you have to understand that many people use op strategy, right? So obviously smart money or like the banks and all that, they know you guys are doing this, so you gotta up the game, right? So I'm going to teach you two ways, right? Two ways that you can take this setups, take these trades, and it's a bit different from the usual one. So enough talking, let's just go into it, right? So my UTC right now is -5, which is New York. So we're only going to trade during New York. Although this can work on other sessions, right? But I mainly trade it on New York if I don't have any setup from my main strategy, right? So the first way I'm going to teach you is the usual way, which is the first 15 minute, right? Let's go to the 15 minute, right? First 15 minute from 9:30, which is 9:30 to 9:45, right? This is in UTC 5 again. If you guys using it in Singapore time, if I'm not wrong, it is 10:30 to 10:45. All right. So this is the first, this is the op high, op low, correct? Okay, the next thing I want you guys to do, right, is drop to the 5 minute. Okay, the moment you marked it all out, just drop to the 5 minute, wait for a side to get broken. Like you see this was broken, but this isn't broken, right? This is just a sweep because of the news. So let's see the next one. All right. The second thing you need to identify is a 5 minute fair value gap, right? Let me just edit this a bit because I need the middle line. Okay, cool. Okay, the second thing I need you guys to identify is a 5 minute fair value gap. Cool. Now the third thing I want you guys to do, right, is drop to the 1 minute, wait for a retest of this fair value gap. But not only that, it has to sorry, my bad. No, I'm right. Sorry, what was I talking about? I confused the two ways together. Sorry guys, my bad. Right, I want you to mark the 5 minute fair value gap, drop to the 1 minute, and I want you to see the price, right, tap into the fair value gap and also the op high, right? It has to tap these both, right? The next thing I want you guys to know, right, is that if, let's say like this, right, like let's take this for instance, it taps, right? The next thing is, after you see this, we are not just going to enter it off. That's the next thing I want you guys to know. We are not just going to enter it off like that and then take the trade, because this would be how everyone trades, right? They wait for the retest and then they trade. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to wait for confirmation. So in this case, what our confirmation would be is this engulfing candle. All right. So this engulfing candle that engulfed the previous candle would be our trade. So we put the stops below this. We can either aim the high over here, or we can just aim 1:2, right? And let it ride. But keep in mind, not always your op is going to work out like this, right? Sometimes, I'm sure you guys would have realized that, oh, it suddenly reversed back and all that. Trust me, it does. Because op, from what I know, right? I may be wrong, but from what I know, op strategy and all that was mainly for NASDAQ, right? For indices. For gold, yes, but gold is too volatile, so that's why at times your op strategy does not work. Forex sometimes doesn't work. It's because of that. All right. So this is the way. This is the first way. Let's recap that again. Go to your 15-minute. First 15-minute, mark the high and low. Right. Next, drop to the 5-minute. And this is the main thing, guys. You have to have a fair value gap when the candle breaks. Right. When the candle breaks, you need to have the fair value gap. If let's say the candle breaks and then you have a fair value gap here, that is not going to work out. That means this is a failed trade. You can't trade it anymore. Okay. Another way that if let's say you still want to trade it and all that, what you can do is you can look out for the price to come back down and then break it again with a fair value gap here. But as long as there's no fair value gap on the up high or the up low, you are not going to take a trade, right? That way you are basically safeguarding your trades, right? Okay, so next you find this, drop to the 1 minute. It's okay if the candle closes like that, right? If it closes a bit and then it goes back up, right? It has to exit out again, right? It has to close and then exit out, and then you need to see a engulfing candle. If let's say you get a close here and then you get an engulfing candle here, you are not taking the trade also. So this is rule number 2, right? If you get an engulfing candle somewhere around here, right, below the up high, you are not taking the trade. Okay, that is rule number 2. And rule number 3, go to UTC-5 and remember this timing, right? You start trading from 9:30 up till 11, right? Only up till 11. Anything after that, if you get a setup, don't trade. This is the only 3 rules, all right? So I hope you guys know that again. 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1 minute. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the next one. So yeah, let's just go to the next day. Okay, so I'm going to teach you 2 ways, right? How you use it is totally up to you. If you're only going to use one way to trade it, that's up to you. If you're going to use like the both ways, let's say you don't get a 5-minute fair value gap, right, on the up high or the up low, then you decide, okay, I'm going to use the second method to take the trade. You can do that also, but I would suggest to stick to one, master it, then move to the next. All right, so the next one is the same thing, right? You're going to go to the 15-minute again, mark the up high and the up low. Cool. Next thing you're gonna do, you're not gonna go to the 5-minute or whatever, right? You're just gonna drop straight to 1 minute. Now this is called a op fake out, right? It's called an op fake out. You're gonna trade the fake out of the op. Cool. Okay, so I moved in too fast, too bad. Okay, so in this case, right, on the 1 minute, we see that it's broken, right? The candle is broken. And let's go to the 5-minute. You don't see a 5-minute fair value gap, right? This is what I'm talking about. Next, you're gonna go look through 3 time frames: the 3-minute, 2-minute, and the 1 minute. Okay, you have to see in these 3 time frames, meaning the highest time frame is 3-minute, right? From 3-minute, 2-minute, and 1 minute, you gotta see which one has a fair value gap, right? Ignore these 2 candles. So in this case, right, the highest time frame that has the fair value gap is this 2-minute, right? All right, so this 2-minute, only this 2-minute has this fair value gap. All right, so what we're gonna do, the moment this fair value gap gets inversed like this, right, we're gonna enter a trade, stop loss below here, our TP is always going to be at the up high. Okay, but this is like a 1:2, 3, right? So maybe what you want to do, you can also maybe you just want to fix RR, right? You want a 1:2 RR. You can do that too, but always remember our TP is going to be at the up high. Another way to set your break evens, right? From the up low to the up high, you can draw a fib tool which marks the 50%, and you can, once the price hits here, right, just set your break even. In that way you will save a lot of your profits, right? So let's see how it works. It goes to drawdown. Right, at this point we would be break even already. Cool. And then let's see, I doubt it's gonna go up because it's too long, it's too far gone already. It's already after 11. So yeah, this kind of thing, maybe what you want to do, you can just take out your whole position and then wait for the next day if you want, right? All right, so we would be out in break even, but let's see what happens. Let me just move this along. Cool, we actually hit our op. Do we hit a full TP? I don't think so. Yeah, we don't. All right, we don't. Okay, so let's go to the next day. I'll go through this second step again. I mean the second type of trading again. So go to the 15-minute. First 15-minute open. Another way that you can do that, right, is just use your rectangle tool to mark it and use the center line. So at least you don't need to mark out your 50% or whatever, right? Your border, maybe you can make it thinner, right? Same thing, maybe you want to wait for your 5-minute first, so you go to your 5-minute, look out for a break, right? You don't get a break, or you actually get a break, but I don't know if you have you don't have a fair value gap. So in this case, you see there's no fair value gap, so you want to take a reversal trades, right? Your fake out trade. So you see on the highest time frame, 3-minute, okay, 3-minute, there is a fair value gap here. Let's make it red. So there's the highest time frame, right? It doesn't get closed here, it gets closed. So you take a sell. You can put the high here, or you can put the high here. You want to be safer, you put it here. If you want to be aggressive, you can put it here, right? And then let's say you just want to take a 1:2, or to the midpoint, or to the up low. That is totally up to you. Right, let's see how this plays out. Yeah, and we lose the trade. We totally lost the trade. Cool. But at the same time, right, it came down and then went up again. So do we have a fair value gap? Sorry, a 5-minute fair value gap? No, we don't. Cool. So we are still in a trade, right? So let's see. Oh, okay, sorry. It's after 11, so we don't trade. Let's go to the next day. Cool, 15-minute. First 15-minute. Let's go. I'll put this purple. All right, let's go to the 5-minute. Let's see if we have a break. Right, we have a break. We don't have a fair value gap, so let's go to the 3-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute. I think we have a 3-minute. Yeah, we have a 3-minute. Now we have a big 3-minute right now, so we can move this up here. Move this here. 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. Let's see what happens. So we get a close. Take a trade here, aim the low. Right, you would have gone break even at the midpoint, and you would have been out at midpoint. Look at this. It's, oh wait, no, we actually hit our TP. I marked it wrongly. Sorry, my bad, guys. We actually hit the TP. Cool. So if you can see this, that's like a 1.46, right? So this is the reversal. This is the fake out. If you don't get the 5-minute, you can use this, right? But as always, as I said, always back test it first, guys. You gotta get confident in these trades first. Then you'll know what to look out for, what not to look out for, and all that. So let's just go for one last one, right? Let's just see. By the way, I'm on FX replay, so I have really no idea what's happening or what will happen. Right, okay, we broke out one. So this middle candle, if it forms a fair value gap, I would still take it, although it becomes a B setup, right? Because I want the fair value gap to be like on it. But let's just see. I would still take this fair value gap, but the problem is I would need the price to come back all the way down to tap the high and then go up, right? Yeah, let's see. I also have a 3-minute inversion gap, right? So the inversion gap won. Remember what I said, right? This 5-minute fair value gap would have been B plus setup. So in that case, you could have just jumped into, okay, I'm not going to take B plus, so I'm going to take a reversal trade. So you see a 3, 2, 1, right? So your 3-minute, you see a fair value gap here. Take a red. So you see this here. Put it at the high over here, and then you aim the up low, which is this, and how much you get? 1.67. So let's say you want to still let runners run, so you aim at 1:2. That would have been a full TP. So personally, I would prefer to take the fake out trades, right? Because the fake out trades is what's happening on gold most of the time, because it's too volatile, right? So it's just faking out everyone, right? But you can play around with this too and see what works for you. So with that being said, I know it's a long ass video, so I'm sorry for that. Just wanted to get this to you guys. All right. And oh, one last thing, right, before I forget. Just because I say 3, 2, 1, that doesn't mean you have to use the highest time frame. You can also go to the lowest time frame. Like you can look at this, right? See, there's a gap here. Instead of this gap, right? Let's just say that you wanna be more aggressive, right? But remember, if you don't use the 3, 2, 1 method, you just want to use the 1-minute method, right? You got to remember that the 1-minute method is a super volatile method. It's gonna be super aggressive, right? But you would get high RRs from there. Look at that. There's 2.39, and just now your 1:2 was like somewhere here, so that would have been like 1:3, right? So you guys can use this. Check it out, backtest it, and let me know how it is for you.